One other point for tonight. Judgment avoided. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven, John says, saying, "Come out of her, my people, that you may not participate in her sins, and that you may not receive of her plagues, for her sins have piled up as high as heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities." Judgment avoided. The judgment of God is going to come on this morally bankrupt worldwide government, this worldwide economic system, living in arrogance, living in some form of luxury, living in some form of self-indulgence. Judgment is going to come, but not everybody has to fall under that judgment. I heard another voice saying, "Come out of her, my people." Those of you who belong to the Lord, get out. See, all through this time of judgment and the time of the tribulation, God is saving people. He's saving people out of Israel. In fact, at the death of the two witnesses and the resurrection of the two witnesses, a revival breaks out in Jerusalem, and many are saved. There will be people saved, as I said, according to chapter 7, from every tongue and tribe and nation of the world. Many are being saved. Many will be martyred for their testimony. And in the end, in this final world government, there will be God's people there. And probably their friends and family are going to try to get them to just go along with what's happening. He says, get out. Break your alliances. Don't get caught when the wrath falls. I think it's hard to know specifically who he's talking to, but certainly we can say he is talking to any believers who are somehow caught up in this, to separate themselves. Keep yourselves pure from sin. Don't get caught up in materialism. Don't get caught up in loving luxury. Don't get seduced by the evil world system in any age, this one or the last one. And he certainly could be talking to those who aren't yet converted but are his by choice, his by election, and calling them to saving faith. Wherever there is idolatry, wherever there is prostitution, wherever there is self-gratification, wherever there's pride, wherever there's complacency, wherever there's an anti-God attitude, wherever there's reliance on wealth, wherever there's indulgence in sinful pleasure, wherever there is violence, there is Babylon in some form. God says, get out. Come out from among them and be ye what? Separate. For her sins are piled as high as heaven. They're literally welded together in one huge mass that comes up, as it were, as far as to God. And I think that's a little play on the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel isn't going to reach as high as heaven. It didn't reach as high as heaven, but the sins of Babylon will. And God will remember those iniquities. But of His own, He says, Jeremiah 31:34, I will forgive their iniquity and I will remember their sin no more.